Any better than President Reed. But when they say what is it that DC 30 that they AFSCME is doing for us down in DC, right? Don't forget, a lot of our members, not only do we have a pension, which is a state level action, right? It's also at the same time, if we some of us we're gonna get a Social Security check, right? If we no longer have a Social Security check, or people out to quote unquote invest that money, a lot of our members, they're still gonna come here. If there is no Social Security, right, or Social Security is reduced, we are then harmed, right? Or our members are then harmed, right? So if you're looking ready to retire, and there's no, because there was a big push a couple of years ago to do away with Social Security and let people invest the money they wanted, right? But you know what? Stock market goes up, stuff comes down. So you know what? Who led the fight was people who still have a pension. You know, we want people on the outside to have a pension, right? But you know what it is? They're looking at it and saying, well, you have this money, Social Security. If you invested in the stock market, you could get a 10% return, 20% return. When I came here in 2001, when the bubble burst, and I just got a job at the city, right? The summer of the tech bubble, right? And it busted, right? There are a lot of people who I knew, because the market was doing 10, 15, 20%, right? And but then they were getting ready to retire, right? 8 years later, they were still working there because that money, they only had money into that. They didn't have money, and some of them didn't have money in the pension. And they were looking forward to retiring on the 457 or the 401k, because the city made it enticing. The city said, as they told me, if you put 7.5% into the 401k, you don't have to pay Social Security, right? So you put 7.5% into this, you don't pay Social Security, and they tell you, oh, this is your money, the 7.5%, right? Well, then guess what? Then you have no Social Security, and you have a reduced Social Security, right? So then now people did that. Right, but then and then they said, oh, and if you join the pension, then you have to pay Social Security. They didn't say it as a benefit. They say that if you join the pension, it's going to harm you. No, we have an agreement with the city where we negotiate the health care, right? We negotiate the health care. We negotiate the welfare fund payment, right? We lobby for the state to protect our pension. That referendum that cost a lot of money for us to defeat last year, that our union dues paid for to defeat, was because our pension is state protected in the Constitution. If you open it up to only few people who can get in the room, and if we're not in the room, that's our pension, right? So so those are the things that are on the chopping block. So they tell you that if you join the pension, then you have to pay Social Security. They didn't tell you that if I join the pension and you still get Social Security, then that's extra 2 checks you're gonna get instead of 1. And yes, if I put someone in the 401k, that's 3 checks. It shouldn't be a detriment to you to get Social Security, get your pension, right? You want to put all your little monies together to have a decent living. Yes, we may take less money than the outside to preserve our benefits. Our health insurance is $18,000, folks. And we're still paying a 0 premium, but it comes at a cost. We could get a 4% raise, but when the health insurance goes up to 20% of, instead of 18,000, 20% of 20,000, we're going to pay that, right? So these are the things that go on at the negotiating table that is not unilaterally imposed upon us, because we are still a union. We know what's important to our members, and we're preserving these benefits, right? And we want to grow these benefits, right? We want to grow these benefits, right? The people who formed the pension back in the day, they're retiree. When we get money in the welfare fund, it's still for retirees, right? A retiree can still, even when they go on Medicare, they can still come back and get the donut hole part of the because you spend 80% when you're on Medicare.
Keep doing what you're doing. I support everything you're doing there.
Thank you.
I'm a retiree. I'm a retiree. Keep doing it.
Yeah.